Hello, and welcome back to the Snook Nook. I met Jim McDowell when he was setting up his booth, Faces, at Marquee. Jim is an amazing potter and a ceramic activist, and I look forward to sharing his story with you. Enjoy.
Sankofa is a word from Ghana that means it's not taboo to look back into the past and pull the information from the past to help yourself in the future. And that's what Sankofa is.
Hello, I am Simone Snook, realtor with Unicorn Realty at Fathom, and I have the pleasure today of being here with Jim McDowell, a ceramic activist. And welcome, Jim. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So first of all, tell me about how you came to Asheville and where you're from originally.
Well, originally I was born in Norfolk, Virginia. I'm a war baby, 1945. And so we moved to D.C. and I lived there for a while. And we were at, I was teaching at Chautauqua up in upstate New York. It's about 10, 12 years ago. Well, maybe 12 years ago. And we were looking for a place to come where with a bunch of artists. And several people said, go to Asheville. So that fall, we came down and started visiting. And we started looking around, and we came twice. And the third time we came, we stayed in Fletcher. We rented a place out there and stayed in Fletcher. And Asheville just was not, did not afford me the property I needed and the land. So somebody said, well, go down to Weaverville. And so we came to Weaverville, in Sleepy Town, and it was not that many people of color here. So we found this house, and that's where we moved. So that's how we came to be in this area, you know. So, but a side story to this is the fact that we thought our family was from South Carolina.
Oh.
My grandfather had a tombstone business in South Carolina. But Jan was looking online at Ancestry.com and found out that the family was emancipated 50 miles away from here in Henderson County.
Oh my
So our
gosh.
family started in North Carolina.
Wow.
So we figured the ancestors got me back here.
They did.
That's how that happened. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how and when you discovered pottery and how you started working in it.
Well, I think I discovered pottery. This is a family story, and I don't quite remember it, but they said I was 18 months old in the sandbox playing with a substance that I thought was clay. It had a smell to it. I liked it ever since. But basically, I grew up in D.C., and I guess I was in the 3rd or 4th grade. And the white art teacher would come to the school maybe twice a month. And she bought a big old grapefruit-sized piece of clay and gave it to the class. You know, everybody got their own. And so everybody was making snakes and weird stuff. And I carved a bird on a rock with a popsicle stick. So when the class was over, she wouldn't let me leave. She said, you're an artist. I'm going to tell everybody here so you won't fall back into that stupid stuff. So I loved clay from early on, and I really didn't get going until I was in the service, and I was in Germany, and German potters were in Nuremberg, and I went there because I worked in a craft shop, and they had a wheel, but it was a kick wheel, but nobody knew how to use it. So I went to Germany. I went to Nuremberg, and the potters in there, I asked them, you know, I Panama, because I didn't speak in German, they didn't speak in English. After asking them a couple of times, they gave me a broom. And I was thinking, oh, you prejudiced people. And then I heard my father say, if you want to learn it, you'll do. So I did the sweeping of the studio for 3 Saturdays in a row. And then on the 4th Saturday, they took the broom away from me and started showing me how to fire the kiln, how to do clay. And so I probably worked with them about about a year or so, you know.
Okay.
And I learned a lot of stuff. But they really liked me not for my skills, because I didn't have any. They liked me for the fact that I don't drink or smoke. So in the Army, you get a ration. I was able to pick 3 cartons of cigarettes and 2 bottles of Jim Beam for a real low price. And I would take it to them, and boy, they just, they liked that. From Germany, I went to Johnstown, where I lived, and I wanted to continue pottery. But that summer, everybody else was affording to go to Alfred University, which is the mecca of pottery. I couldn't afford Alfred. So I looked in the ceramic magazine, and there was a workshop in Ware, New Hampshire. And so I went to that, and I was supposed to stay a week, but I learned so much there, the David Robinson throwing workshop, that I stayed for 2 weeks. And everything that he taught me then, I'm using today. A good basic. And basically, I'm self-taught.
So tell me about your work specifically, and what motivates you, and what it means to be a ceramic activist.
Okay. Well, the basic thing for my work starts with Granddaddy. My grandfather was at a family funeral in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I guess I was 13. And he was telling all of us about the funerary practices of African people and how they would put things on the gravesite. Now, in Africa, they had ancestor worship. And when they took them from the Middle Passage from Africa to the islands, Jamaica, Trinidad, to acclimate them, to fatten them up, because they almost killed them coming over, they picked up hoodoo. And so then when they came to the United States, the missionaries quickly converted them to Christianity, which what they were saying, the Bible said that you should be a good slave. Well, Granddaddy told us about the slave. They weren't slaves in Africa. They made jugs for ritual things. They worshiped trees and the sky and all that kind of stuff. So he told us that, and it was about, I guess I was about 26, 27 when I was in college, and I saw a white guy make a face jug. So I said, let me try to make one. But their face jug, the white people's face jug, have a distinction of looking like Toby jugs. It's from England, where the potters said it was satirized, to which putting warts on their noses and all that kind of stuff. So I said, my face jugs have to look black, the noses and the hair and the lips and everything. So I started doing them. And then I started learning about slave potter Dave, which was a literate slave in South Carolina who made big old storage jars. But he would write on the back of the jugs and write poems, which was a capital offense to teach a slave to read and write. And so I started learning about Dave, and then I started writing on the back of my jugs whatever it is was bothering me, what it was feeling me. Like I started off making stuff like, I can read and write. Well, they could read and they could write, but they were not literate. So the write was R-I-T-E, the read was R-E-E-D, you know. So I started writing, and then I started reading, writing, studying more of people of color who have contributed to this country, and no one wanted to bring it up. You know, like the real McCoy, is that they say about the real McCoy. There was a black guy who invented a lubrication device that lubricate trains and wheels and elevators, everything. So when they talk about the real McCoy, they refer to him. Okay. A black man invented the traffic light. A black man invented the gas mask. I mean, it's so much that our history has been obscured, done away with, and I'm not peaceful. I want to burn them down, but I can't do that. So I put the anger into my jugs. Now lately, in the last 5 or 6 years, I've been doing other people. I've been doing like the lady that died, the Supreme Court Justice. What's the name that wears?
Oh, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, Ruth. I did a jug on her,
or
you know, or Mother Teresa. You know, because these are people who have contributed not just to white society, but to society in general. Yeah. So you know, I don't want to be exclusively black, but our history has been obscured.
Yes.
And so I need to bring it back. So that's what I do. And you know, and the anger is like there. You know, I'm reading, so you know.
Yeah, of course. So where can we find some of your work?
Well, I don't have a big presence, but we just recently, in the last month, we got a place at Marquee down on the River Arch.
That's where I met you. Yes.
Yeah, we we got a booth there. It's set up now, and online, Jan has a presence. You can Facebook and Etsy, and also you can always come to my studio. I don't have a lot of places out, but what has happened is my stuff. I just was in a show at the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Wow.
Was in Sotheby's, and I'm in 2 galleries in New York City. You know, so if you really want to find my work, all you do is give me a call.
And remind me the name of your booth at Marquee.
The booth is called Faces. Faces. We're Charlie Fry, one of our artist friends. He has painted there, and his wife has painted. She does paper cutting, and so it's paper cutting, paintings, and faces, and face jugs, face mugs, face whiskey sippers, you know, everything with a face on. When Jan met me, I wasn't doing money face, I was just doing faces. She said, put a face on everything you make.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's what people like, you know, so that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we don't have a big presence. And I used to do craft shows, but I can't do craft shows anymore because the museums and galleries are clamoring for my work and collectors. So I don't have time to go out. Yeah. So I got to stay here
and make more.
And make more.
That's right.
Make more. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Well, this is the key thing that I realized is that the potters, the enslaved potters, when they were at the plantation or wherever they worked, they had everything. They had the woods, the kilns, the chemicals, the clay, and everything. But when slavery ended and they were free, they were cast out. They had nothing. So I feel like I'm the bridge. I have a complex here. I have kilns, electric, gas, and wood. I have the clay. I have the chemicals. I have everything I need. And this is the thing that they wanted when slavery was ended. They wanted land. And they wanted to have their own. They didn't want to share it. They didn't want nobody to tell them what to do. And so that's what I finally have now. I have it. And so, you know, I got the kiln back there, and I have a guy that's from George Rowland from Village Potters. He helped me design it, and we built it together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's what I have. I have what I need, where I need, and it's my property.
Yes.
So no one can come in and tell me you have to do it this way. So this finally has come full circle. Yeah. I finally we wanted the 40 acres and a mule. We never got it. So, but now I have my own stuff. So
the ancestors called you back, and
now they said, come here, you know. And it was really amazing because we were looking in Asheville, but we couldn't find the land. We shared driveway. It's just, even though there are art organizations there wasn't a place for me. This little town here had maybe 2 black people when we came here. But we found this property, and it was just big enough. Yeah. You know, just big enough. So we moved here. We've been here about 12, 14 years now. So we like it, you know.
So outside of work, and I know work keeps you extremely busy, what do you enjoy doing?
Well, I also do sculpture, stone and wood sculpture.
Okay.
And so the last year I did a one-day residency at Morris Hill.
Okay.
And I have an apprentice, and so I said, Nick, you need to go with me. So we went there, and the lady who put it on said, do you know about the apprenticeship program? I said, no, I don't. So she gave me the paperwork, and the state of North Carolina will pay an artist to have an apprentice. And we filed for it. Nick and Jan did all the paperwork. I'm not worth all that. So they did the paperwork, and we won the grant. It was a $10,000 grant.
Wow.
Nick got 3, I got 7. So with that, I'm getting ready to buy an air compressor so I can go into my stone carving in a big way. You know, so I do the stone carving, stone and wood, and also I do some painting every now and then. I'm getting ready to take some classes in how to do inks and stuff, you know. So I'm an artist. So, you know, but the thing about it is the pottery has now afforded me the opportunity to have space. When you're selling a jug like this for 4 or 5 figures, you don't have to make 20,000 of those mugs. You can step away from it. You know, you make whereas I used to make 30 or 40 pieces, now I can make 1 or 2. And then they're going all over the world. In fact, the gallerist in New York, he wants to have a show for us in England this year.
Oh my goodness!
So,
oh, that's exciting.
We've been in Studio Pot, with Architectural Digest. All these different magazines have had stories on me. And now this guy came yesterday from the ESPN, but he's under the umbrella of New York Times.
Okay.
So he's doing a big story on me, and so a whole bunch of stuff is blowing up on us now. You know, the Metropolitan Museum of Art was just the top of the line. You can't go much higher than that.
That's very true.
Yeah. So they got a book out. It's called "Can You Hear Me Now?" and I'm in the book.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm in the movie. There's another book that just came out called it's right here.
Oh.
It's right underneath of there.
Oh, Black American Ceramic Artists.
Yeah, that just came out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Schiffer Publications.
Wonderful.
So I'm in that one, and I'm in one from the Blowing Rock Museum. So I mean, this whole year has been about discovering who I am. But daggone it ain't like, you know, how long did it take? 40 years.
You're like, I've been here.
I've been here, but you have to keep doing your work.
Yeah.
You cannot wait to be, you know, in fact, you can't do it. You have to do your work. They will find you.
Yes.
You just do your work, and every now and then when the opportunities, like somebody come, you know, want to do this, then you take advantage of it, because you can't set this up. It happens to happen organically. You know, it has to just happen.
Yeah.
Artists have responsibility to tell the story and tell the truth. Don't slant it. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Put it out there. And so when I write on my jugs, that's me saying what I want to say to you or to the world without offending you. So this jug can speak for me.
Will you read what's on it?
Yeah, this one says, Angel of Remembrance, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Race Massacre, May 31st, 1921. Black Lives Matter, and I put my little Christian fish on it. And basically, it just, if you look at this, and you start to read, hopefully you will read what's on the back of it, and it will make you go and research.
Yeah.
Because this was a horrific thing that happened. And the people, some of them are still alive, and it's been in the last year, they found the bodies. They found the mass graves, and so they're trying to get reparations for the people. They're trying to restore people to the land that they just took it, you know. And so this is, you know, I'm not angry, but I am wanting to bring the story up.
Yes, yes.
You have obscured our history and us, and you said we didn't do anything to help this country. This country is built on the backs of black people.
Oh, absolutely.
The capital. You know, I did a joke the other day. I said the capital of the United States is built on the back of slavery.
Yeah.
You know. So I mean, so some people are offended by this, and they don't want to hear this story. As an artist, I have responsibility to tell the truth.
That's right.
You know, I may be the only one to, but that's okay. Do it, because the ones who buy these jugs from me, they get it.
Yeah. They
get the story, and they feel it, and they want this to be. They want it in their house. I mean, you know, I have a new collector. Within the last year and a half, he put 6 of these jugs.
Wow.
You know, so I must be doing something. I'm affecting somebody.
Yes. Yes.
You know, and so that's my role. Because it's like the money part, just, I'm not, you know, I've never had any money. You know, I mean, you know, but the thing about it is to be able to have some money and pay the bills and to be able to do some of the things you want to do, that's, to me, that's success.
Yeah.
You know, but to have your own is more. But also, Sarah, Roland, and George helped me build a kiln. Now I have a tie with the Village Potters. So when I fire the kiln, even though it's gas, which I can do by myself, but when the kiln gets hot and the glazes start melting, we shoot ash in it. We inject ash in it.
Okay.
And so I need one person on the hose and one person on the button. So I need 4 people. I cannot fire the kiln by myself.
Yeah.
So I don't charge them. You come, you put pots in the kiln, you fill the kiln, and you do this part. And so I got a community now.
You do, yeah.
I have a community. And, you know, and then the people that come are understanding. It's a biblical principle: to whom much is given, much is required. Because God bless you, you can't close your hand. You have to open your hand up. It comes through. Some of it can stay with you, but it goes to help out others. You know, this people that's coming tomorrow is a group that raises money to help children of color stay in school and go on. But this is another thing about creating and getting known. I'm known now. Okay, I'm starting to be known all over this country and all over the world. Well, that means I have a voice. You know, so I can direct this to the right people.
Yes.
You know, and use the money in a way that can be most beneficial. Because I mean, you know, our kids don't always see a person of color having authority and having power and having the will and having what I have here. You know, so they want to even bring kids here. Okay,
That's
you know.
great.
So, you know, we're gonna do this and we're gonna see how it works out.
Well, Jim, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's been really incredible, and yes, hopefully I'll get to take a little peek in the studio.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. We can do that today.
Perfect.
If you got time.
I
yeah.
do. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for coming.
Well, and you can see Jim's work in person at the Faces booth at Marquee, and
or online,
or
you can come to my studio. You always welcome here.
That's great.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, come here.
Wonderful.
Just give me a call. Hey, I want to come by.
Perfect.
People are really, they laugh at me because I have this.
Oh,
this is it. This I can't. Not that I can't afford a big one, but I'm a potter, so I could lose the other one.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not. I'm just connected. I don't play games on this. I just take a picture of a pot every now and then, and I can do texting. Yes, and I can answer the phone.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you again.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. See you soon.
Bye-bye.